The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, this is Farron Dozier, inviting you to join me for the Farron Dozier Show. Playing music to feed your soul and to dance to. With the hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today, music marks a place in time, the soundtrack to your life, right here on the Farron Dozier Show. How would you like to share your military experience with me, Farron Dozier, retired Sergeant First Class, on Trench Talk? That's right, I'm looking for veterans, active members, family members, children of parents who serve, or if you have a resource that helps support veterans, contact me here, 323-215-5384, or visit www.trenchtalk.us and send me a message. And don't forget to go to facebook.com/trenchtalkus and like the page and listen to previous. Welcome, good afternoon. This is Farron, aka WDC, with Trench Talk. This is a special segment today. As you've been checking out the social media, I talk about plenty of variety of comments and conversations about our veterans, about community awareness. And so I have someone today who's not a stranger to me on Trench Talk. She's been advocating for many conversations in the community, and she's here to actually talk about one of her own personal organizations she works with as Cloud9. But also, before we talk about that, she's going to actually talk about her health condition. And as you know, I advocate for sickle cell trait. That's kind of how I got even involved in radio. After collapsing in the military from sickle cell trait exertion during my depression, I found this radio outlet. And then taking landmark education, I found the power of sharing stories and how you can create a relatedness. And sometimes you don't have to understand a person, but if you can relate to a person, that furthers that conversation. And so by advocating for sickle cell trait, I started advocating for lupus and mental health, and then all the stuff that happened to me as far as arthritis and rhabdomyolysis. And so I just saw that I could share my platform for, again, any person that wanted to share their story. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, Claudia, and we'll get started.
Well, thank you for having us here today. My name is Claudia, and I'm the founder of LA on Cloud9. Okay. And yeah, I've been out in the field for about 6 years.
6 years now?
6 years. Just by personal experiences with homelessness, I started giving back.
So who was Claudia growing up as a little girl?
Man, you want me to go way back?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, raised by my mom, single parent. My dad was never in the picture. And unfortunately, I got addicted to drugs at a very young age. At 11 years old was my first line of coke. And from there, everything went from one drug to another. And my last choice of drug that pretty much took me into the hellhole I was in was meth.
Yeah. How today, when looking back at that little girl, how did you deal with not having your dad around?
It was tough because my mom worked, and she did her best to raise us. And unfortunately, my mom was very giving, let a lot of people in the house, and during that time a lot of sexual assaults were happening as well. So the only way I can deal with that was through drugs. My dad was around, not around, and he committed a crime here and got deported. And
as your mom, how was your relationship with your mom? Even though she was working, how was that?
It was good. I was, a little rebel back then. I put her through some hell. But she did her best.
Okay. And then, so growing up in what part of the city were you?
I was born in Inglewood.
Inglewood. Oh, not too far from here.
No.
Yeah.
I was born in Inglewood. Then we moved to the San Fernando Valley. And I lived there for a while. That's where I went a little out of control. You
played any sports in high school or anything like that?
No.
No?
Just running the streets.
Just running the streets? All right, we don't gonna leave that part alone. How did you develop this? I know you said out of your own personal experience, so that a lot of people don't understand that your purpose shows up in those experiences that we think that are negative. But really they're not negative. They're actually something that you are supposed to, or you can share with other people that may help them see where they're at and find some freedom and peace of mind,
Right.
or even somebody who's in the same spot as you at the same time. And like, so you can actually help people sharing those negative experiences. You can avoid somebody from experiencing those kind of circumstances. So you saying that your experiences during homelessness and things like that. So how did you come to like having the Cloud9 Foundation?
Well, back in 2010 is when it all started, where my homelessness, and it ended. I met my husband around that time, and I don't know what kind of chemistry we had, but this guy, whatever he saw in me, he kept pushing with me.
Yeah.
And because of him, I can honestly say he was my reason why I got off the streets.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt that after I got my life back and I was, mentally stable, I started hitting the streets by myself, volunteering with other organizations as well, trying to give my time back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I just wanted to do my own thing.
So, excuse me, what did you do for your mental health? Like, there's so many different ways to manage that. So what did you figure?
I mean, back then, what I thought it was just drugs. I mean, that's kind of how I was coping, but it was really putting me in a bigger hole. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I never really got any type of mental health treatments till just now.
Really?
Now, correct.
So from that standpoint of realizing that you was going to do the Cloud9 advocacy work, what were you thinking?
I just felt like you got to do something. Something needed to be done out there. I felt like I connected well. Sorry, I just pierced my nose, and that's
okay.
Bothering me. I connected well with people on the streets, and I don't know. Everything just went so fast. It just snowballed to what it is now. I'm not understanding your question.
Yeah, so you're saying that you figured out like your own mental health to start to get out of it. So what did you use to get out of that?
Helping others. Yeah,
okay.
Helping others. Sharing my story on the streets. I don't like to compare my story to anyone on the streets or make people feel that mine is worse or their, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just, this is kind of what I did, and I understand what you're going through. Let me try to help you.
Yeah.
Then I got into the case management field, social work.
Mm-hmm.
And from there I learned more outlets for the resources and stuff that I can connect people with.
So I met you working with the Vet Hunters, and
Mm-hmm.
it was in an event downtown. You had food, you had people getting haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, women getting services. How did you put all that
I
together?
started at Martin Luther King Park. It began right there. I said, you know what, let me just do like a community picnic,
Mm-hmm.
and it was small. And I became consistent with it, putting it out there on social media, asking friends to volunteer, to donate. From there, I moved to MacArthur Park because I wanted to help more.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, MacArthur Park has a bigger population of people. So then I moved to MacArthur Park. And from there is to where it is now.
Yeah, still
and it
there.
continues to be at MacArthur Park.
Okay, let's go now a little bit personal with your health. So out of all this work you're doing, you still have to take time out, as a lot of us, manage your health. So what's going on with the latest episodes of Claudia?
I've been having seizures. I've been having seizures for about 13 years. It all happened in 2005 when I got into a very bad car accident. So head trauma. From there, it was bad. I was it was every day in the hospital.
Wow.
Even then, I stopped my seizures, and then the drugs were hitting my system, and it was somehow controlling them, unfortunately. And then when I would leave the drugs and then get my seizures back, it's crazy the chemical imbalance, it does to your brain. But I don't know. I was seizure-free for 2 years, and then I started getting them again out of an emotional distress that I had, and it just kind of triggered my seizures. But I still do what I do.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, I do a lot of community work, and I'm out there on the streets, but there's a lot that happens behind closed doors.
Definitely.
I struggle.
Definitely. And when you say struggle, you're talking about physically dealing with the seizures? Like, what are you describing as? Because that's a descriptive word there, so that could mean anything. I know what struggling means to me, but to you, what is?
I put my family through a lot.
Yeah.
It sucks to see my kids, how they get when I have a seizure. With my husband, who's always concerned about my health and worries about me. You're going to go to the streets again. When something happens to you, I'm not there,
Right.
But I tell him, what do you want me to do? Stay home and just lay here? I do get my rest, but I don't like it.
Do they have a title for your seizure? Is it epilepsy? Did they give it a
I was diagnosed with partial focal seizures and myoclonic epilepsy back then.
And so what do you take? How do you treat that?
I'm currently taking, they boosted my medication to 4,000 milligrams of Keppra, and now I'm on another medication of I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah, you're one of those. They didn't pay for that anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's a very strong medication that I can't take during the day.
Yeah.
If I take it during the day, I won't be functional.
Yeah.
I got to take it at night. And I guess it just kind of keeps my brain.
Do they know what's triggering it?
They don't know. Years ago, when my seizures began and I went into a coma from a really bad seizure, I couldn't wake up. Sorry. Mm-hmm. They wanted to do open brain surgery, and I declined that. I was kind of scared.
Yeah.
The triggers are on the right side of my brain. They don't know what's causing. They say it was through a head trauma. Mm-hmm. Something happened when I hit my head really hard, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you today?
I'm all right. I have my days. I have my moments where I have to stay home. It's because I don't want to cause a scene anywhere.
Yeah.
I got to pay attention to my body now. And if I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to go out anywhere.
Yeah. That one is, I was talking to my MC club this weekend. It's like, I'm starting TV broadcasting school on Monday. And it's like, you know what? I've been acting like I don't have any health issues. But it's going to be challenging to go back to school because of my own, acting like I'm okay. But I really haven't totally accepted that.
It's tough because
so much work to
besides
be done.
my seizures, I also have a Medtronic stimulator implanted on my back.
And what does that do?
It controls my bladder intake. I mean, it's supposed to wake up my bladder so I can go pee.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had that issue until I went in for Kaiser for a back problem, and then they said I had a bladder problem.
Wow.
So that thing is attached to my back, into my spine, into my nerves of my bladder.
No kidding. Mm-hmm. And yet you are out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That selfless service.
Staying home, it's good, and I rest, and I get it, but it's also, it mentally messes me up, too.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I have to go out.
Oh, no, I totally understand. And have you contacted or been in communication with other warriors or soldiers who manage epilepsy? Have you connected with that community of people?
Now I have been. Social media, I'm connected with some groups in there, and I read some stuff, but, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like, I feel like if I keep doing that, I'm gonna like, feel that I'm sick, Oh,
by reading the...
Yeah, I don't want to... I know I have a medical condition. I know I'm sick. I know I have some issues, but I just don't want to carry that in my back.
Yeah, and I agree, right? Because, I found a whole sickle cell community after coming out of the military for 24 years, and then realizing there's 4 million people that have sickle cell trait and 100,000 with sickle cell disease. I didn't know that community existed. And I agree with you that some of those groups is like... They are just like down, but I think that's where you come in, where you share who you are and share what you're up to. That may inspire them to.
No, because then I've done that before, and it's like you shouldn't be doing this.
That's what that was the response you got.
I already get it, man.
They get that.
I already get that.
So,
I already get
you're proving them wrong.
You shouldn't, and I'm like, why not?
Hey, exactly. That's why I say you're proving them wrong. So
I already get a lot of messages. I mean. I have a lot of unread messages. I'm sorry, guys. But it's just, I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Let me live my life. And I rest when I can. And there's work to do.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. I vent a lot to my friends right here, and they help me. They look out for me. And that's it.
So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Like, have you accepted having epilepsy? Like, have you accepted it?
I did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially when I was in the coma, when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck just happened, you know? But I don't think I have.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No,
I've never been asked that question.
Yeah, because I understand, because if you look at it like it's outside of you, then it's not who you are. It's not actually who you are, but by you addressing it that way, it's being, you're defined by it.
Yeah.
versus just owning it and accepting it and be like, okay, when I got my days, I'm down. Hey, I got to take a break. But then when you're up, you're out doing what you're doing. It's
like
how
the
you talk
mental
about
health
it. Yeah,
thing,
it's
the
how we
stigma
language
behind it. And
Yeah.
even when I go to my doctors, my neurologists, they're like, whatever, you know.
Well, you know what they are about.
I told I'm taking CBD. Oh, I can't comment on that.
Yeah.
You can't comment on that.
Well, I got a friend who I connected you with who found CBD oil, and yeah, it reduced his seizures.
Yes.
I mean, tremendous. And he's a DJ, and he's doing the lighting and all that stuff, and it reduced his seizures to like maybe 12. I think he said 12 to something a month or something. It reduced it like tremendously.
That's crazy.
So
I have seizures at night when I sleep too. That's kind of what I'm scared of more.
Yeah.
It's not waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to say to
my husband's the one that says, you were twitching all night, and I'm like, just wake my ass up, man.
No, you don't want to do
let
that.
me do
No.
that.
No. Shouts out to your husband for taking care of you too.
Yeah, shouts out to him too, and everyone else.
Can do that.
Even my teens, man. When they're at the house and I have a seizure, they already have like a system. My daughter's like, one runs for the CBD, one runs for the pillows, one runs for this. My husband grabs me, and it's like they already see it. And this sucks, because I think about it, and I'm like, they're happy about it.
It's how you language it. It doesn't suck.
It sucks.
They're taking care of you.
I know, but they shouldn't be going through that.
We live in those worlds of it shouldn't, and that's the trap. That's where our words create our world, right? So how you describe it is how it's going to impact you. And I want to see you suffer. You're doing a lot of great work.
Thank you.
And it's just
it's a team effort.
Yeah.
I don't do this by myself.
Of course.
People that collaborate with the organization, the volunteers, the directors, and everyone that puts their it's just I don't like to take credit for any of the work. Even though I founded it, but at the same time, it's like without the support and the volunteers and the donors and everyone that spends hours, countless hours.
You was just out the other day.
Yeah.
This week, like a couple days ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I just do it.
Yeah.
I just do it. I know some of my friends get scared and stuff. They're like, don't come over here and fucking do the flip, do the fish and stuff. And it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I clown about it all the time. It's like, hey, I was flopping like a fish last night, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately is what happens when I fall sometimes. I had a seizure in the tub.
Wow.
And I don't have glass doors, so my husband said I just straight into
serious?
the counter. Yeah, and that's when the right side of my body was kind of paralyzed. Not all the way, but it was not as strong as my left side, and I couldn't smile right. I was hospitalized for a couple of days. So
literally, you have a seizure. You have no idea. Do you feel something coming on?
Yeah, I feel them.
Yeah, you feel.
I feel them.
Yeah,
I'm paying attention a lot more to my body. Before I should just drop.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I'm not feeling normal. I feel, you can tell, my kids see it.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to have a seizure, right? They're looking at me like, what?
Yeah.
You look a little pale and stuff. And I just try to just go lay down or just drop to the floor before the seizure drops me.
So what do you want to officially say to the community of epilepsy that's out there, that some that agree with you and some don't? What do you want to say to them? I mean, you're proving who you are.
I just feel like you can't let nothing stop you from it.
Exactly.
Take care of yourself, and I try my best to take care of myself too. But at the same time, you can't let it define who you are. I guess
something you manage.
Just manage it.
Yeah.
I mean, my seizures were controlled, and then they get out of control, and I go through my time. I just hate all the medication and stuff. I'm always in pain because of this pacemaker in my back, but it is what it is. I just see like things are going to change. I'm going to get better, and things are going to get better.
Exactly.
I don't see myself dying anytime soon.
No. So what actually brings us, the other part of the show that brings us here today? What are we here to talk about today?
We're here to talk about a collaborative event.
Okay.
Called Homeboys versus Homegirls.
All right.
And this is hosted by Spiderhood, who you guys are going to meet right now, and Chola Loca. They're both here, and I've met them, and we became like best friends, man. You know, they're cool people.
Yeah.
Cool people. You know, you get attracted to the ones that are real, you know, and then you get to know the ones that are just bullshit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just being straight up.
Of course.
And the ones that are real always stick around and, you know, help you and look out for you even when you're not doing an event.
Right.
You know, they become your friends, and they see the work we do on the streets. They see how much our veterans need help on the streets, because then they don't all go into a shelter. You know that.
Right.
So the tents is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And because that's what we do every freaking week. We're giving out temporary shelter. I don't even want to say houses or whatever it is, a tent. Because people need some type of something, you know?
For the elements, of course.
I mean, I find people, when I go on the streets, man, I don't even know if you remember, I posted that one lady that was pregnant.
Yeah.
Remember her? That was tough. You know, I fought, and then I called someone else to help me fight this. We couldn't get her off the streets because she was mentally unstable, pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and being raped. You know, the ladies from other tents were like, hey, you got to get her out of here, man. All these guys right here are taking turns.
Wow.
Pregnant. And she's butt naked on the street. Yeah. So she didn't want no help from us. She didn't want nothing to do with us. And I understand, you know, she's just not mentally there.
Yeah.
But that's the type of people that we find on the streets. You know, we have some women who, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. Women get raped on the streets.
Of course.
I don't care what anybody says. I was raped. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. You know, it happened through my time of homelessness, and my rape happened in a car.
Wow.
So you could imagine.
Yeah.
The women that are sleeping on the streets. So you know, the tents is not going to protect someone, but it does something. It does some type of difference, you know, especially the older ladies or elderly who are just
I've
like
seen
sitting.
the post you picked not of older.
I'm telling you, this is why they're collaborating with us, you know, so we can be able to help lessen some of their struggles. We're not going to solve their problem. It's going to take a lot to solve this homelessness issue we have.
Oh, definitely. If they want to solve it.
It's an industry, man. Makes a lot of money.
Definitely. What is your pushback from the law enforcement? I mean, we know that they pick up the stuff and move them to other locations, but what is your feedback?
That day, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Everyone was being pushed out. LAPD was there. They're doing their job. My respect to their hard work, but some LAPD officers are dicks.
Yeah.
Sorry. And they wanted just to get her out of there. I said, you can't tell she needs help. You know, they were taking people's tents, taking their property and doing all that stuff. And, you know, it was a little confrontational with them, but we were able to get her out of there. LAPD, some officers I work with, community relations officers with our youth.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
That's it. I keep it right there. I keep it right there because not all police officers have compassion.
Yeah. And you know
my history behind all that.
Yeah, we're going to leave that part out. But
okay.
Yeah, I agree with you that, you know, sometimes you have to teach people compassion. And you can teach it. You can teach it. We all have it. We all have that selfless service. We all have that compassion.
That's my mission with the youth. You got to teach them compassion. You know, you got to show them how to be respectful to people who are experiencing homelessness, who are going through struggles. You know, how many times I've been into schools and talked to the kids, taking them into field trips, doing so much all these years, and it changes them. Yeah. You know, if it doesn't change one, whatever, you know, but it changes most of them. They have a whole different perspective of homelessness. They treat people with respect. They actually turn around and say hi to someone who's thrown in the streets. Yeah. Or even seek help. You know, a lot of them call me, hey, Claudia, I met this guy right here outside Little Caesars. They want to help now, you know what I'm saying? He's saying he needs this and he needs that. Can I get him that? Yeah, go for it. You know, or I'll go over there and connect them to the resources they need. Whatever. It's a little bit that you do, but these kids... And it starts with the young generation, man. If you teach them compassion at a young age, they're going to grow up to be compassionate. Definitely. It really does changes them.
Well, I appreciate you. So we're going to take this first break, and we're going to bring up your crew, and then we're going to have this next conversation here. So this is a special episode of Trench Talk brought to you by Cloud9. I want to thank you again, Claudia, for sharing your personal story. Yeah. But as, again, you know, the power of sharing is there, and so people listening can if they don't even understand you, the relatedness, they could look in their own life and see what they're dealing with, what they've been managing, and maybe have some compassion and some, relatedness with you. So we'll be right back. This is Trench Talk with WDC. Shout us out. What's the count? All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Trench Talk. This is a special episode brought to you by Cloud9. It's very important conversations we're going to get into. So if you're out there listening, please pay attention. And if you have any questions, if you have any questions, 323-293-3375. Claudia, take it away. Let's get this conversation started.
All right, so I have my carnala right here. That's just a Spanish term of saying like sisterhood. Sisterhood, who's gonna talk to us about the collaboration effort and pretty much how we met and on how we're staying tight, and what you want to do now here in Los Angeles to help with this homeless crisis and help our veterans and help our mothers and our brothers and everyone on the streets.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for having us for having me. It's Chola Loca, also known as Lydia, but not many people know me by my real name. So how we met? Oh shit, we met on IG. Am I not allowed to curse?
You could say whatever you want.
Okay, because I do use some profanity. We met on Instagram, believe it or not, and then we just felt this good vibe, and we're sending messages on Instagram about the movement she's doing, my clothing line, what she stands for, how I've been wanting to get involved, and we exchanged numbers, and then we kept in touch, and then I always laugh and say that she was so excited to meet me for the first time. She had a seizure that night.
Oh, yeah?
So I always say that. I said the first time we met, right? The first time we met was on a Sunday.
It was 2 years without having seizures, and I met her that day, and that night, man.
Excited, huh?
Are you saying that she has only a face that a mom could love?
No, not at all. Not at all. Hold on.
Her bad hair day?
No,
My bad hair
no.
day? Hey, I'm having a good hair day right now. I'm having hot flashes, too.
So what was the attraction to the Instagram page?
Her movement.
She donated. She sent me some money to buy some water.
Food.
Yeah, well, it was water that I was low on water, and then you said here. She sent me a gift card. And
that's right.
That's how you know.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad she was in need of water. And I'm in Arizona. I was born and raised in LA. Graduated from Hollywood High. Oh. My parents are from LA. They're Mexican, but they're from LA. And she had posted that she needed water or something, and I was like trying to figure out, like, maybe I can order it from Costco, have it delivered.
Oh, yeah.
And that couldn't happen. It's too expensive to have it shipped. It made no sense. So I'm like, how about I just put some money in the mail for you? And she's like, sure. So I put some money in her books, and she was able to get some supplies going. And then I made a commitment to her, and I told her this is not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
And I think that's what did it for me, because, I get a lot of, sure, I'll do it and never do it.
Yeah, of course.
And when I got it on the mail, I was like, she's a real one.
And I wasn't a one-hit wonder.
A real one, no.
I always donated all kinds of stuff, and she's always telling me, you're always giving all kinds of shit away. And I'm like, whatever, it is what it is, What
is your background now? Can you relate to these conversations she's having with these?
Absolutely. Yeah. Both of my parents gangbanged for a while. They were both addicted to drugs. They slowly gave me up to my grandparents. My grandmother was very abusive, wasn't fond of taking in kids. My grandfather, who passed away about 7 years ago, I lost them about the same time that I went through a divorce. I was a mother of 4 boys, or I am a mother of 4 boys, all of them under age 18 at the time. And, I was decently educated, made some decent money, but when you go from 2 incomes to 1 income, no one really prepares for that. Yeah. So I went from, draining my kids' savings account to trying to just hang in there. And as I told Claudia, I went from having, a house to being in a car with my kids. Wow. Going, and I told her, I said, the first Thanksgiving, we went to the food bank. Wow. We didn't even get a turkey. We got a chicken. And, the kids don't know any different, But it went from, being able to buy my kids shoes every few months to, oh, shit, we're about to go take a shower at the YMCA. Reality. And it happens overnight, and no one, prepares for it. No one expects it. And I know there's a bad stereotype, I guess you could say, or perception that people are out there because they want to be, or because they're on drugs and so on and so forth. And I mean, a percentage of it, I agree, that is the reason. But there's people out there like me that just couldn't manage,
How did you deal with that mentally? I'm a mental health guy, so I wanted. How did you deal with that?
Honestly, once the kids were asleep, it was a whole lot of crying going on to yourself. Yeah. And it was a whole lot of, thinking to myself, like, when I was a kid, I wasn't a saint. I did a lot of shit, that I'm just, like, surprised I'm still here, So I said, you start thinking to yourself, is this a way of, whatever higher power is getting you back? Whatever. People start thinking all that stuff. I don't believe in karma. Yeah, there's no such thing as karma. But you start thinking all kinds of stuff. You connect what did I do to get here? And, so for about 3 months, I just busted my ass and worked 70, 80 hours a week. Working crazy hours, having friends. Some family helped me with my kids, pick up and drop off until, and I did that for about 3 months. Then I got decently financially stable, and got my own place. And I was sleeping at a couple friends' houses on the couch. The kids were sleeping on the floor. So that happened for about 3 months. So even though I wasn't homeless, if I didn't have the resources I had, the friends that I had, coworkers that I was like, shit, I'm sleeping in my car with my kids. I slept like Tuesday, Wednesday, we'd sleep at this person's house. Thursday, Friday, Yeah. That's what it is. So it could happen to anyone. You just don't know.
That was like my year too of sleeping around, going to different places, my car, or in somebody's front yard. Yeah. That's homeless.
Yep.
So where did the birth of the Chola Loca come from?
So the birth came from, actually, it just came in July. Where did this come from, the Chola Loca? It started in, actually, July. I've only been in business for 7 months, I want to say. Yeah. So we've been doing good, hustling. So I am about a semester and a half away from getting my bachelor's. What? Yep. And I think I'm considering getting my master's. We'll see.
You're going to do it.
But,
out there says you're going to do it.
Yeah, out there they say they're going to do it. But they ain't the one staying up till 3 a.m. trying to write those reports, right? I'm like, no, you're not the one trying to hustle and get homework done. But, so I'm not ashamed to say I'm 40 years old. I'm about to finish with a bachelor's. I have 4 kids. Ages 22 to 10. And I just, after working, I was in the finance industry for 12, 13 years. And I just felt like I couldn't move up. Yeah. Couldn't do anywhere. I mean, made some decent money, but I just couldn't go anywhere but, the medium per se, right? I bought a gorgeous home, was living in a nice neighborhood, and all my neighbors were not me. You know, we're not my skin color. We're not tattoos from head to toe. You know, they didn't have an accent, couldn't pronounce everything properly.
Right.
Had nannies and housekeepers, and that just wasn't me. So, and they didn't give me the time of day.
That doesn't sound like South Central.
No, not at all. So a lot of them looked at me, like a housekeeper. Like, this female can't afford this house. I'm sure she's either a drug dealer or the housekeeper.
Yeah.
So my kids coming in and out of the house, after a while, they realized, like, no, this is her shit. This is her house. She ain't the housekeeper. And I'm sure they probably thought I was some kind of drug dealer because I work from home for my business. So they saw me in and out, you know. So anyways, after a while, I just say, you know what? If I felt like every time I walked into your local grocery store, you know, they saw me as a chola anyways. You know, and for those who don't know what a chola is, it's a gangster, a female gangster. Loca just means crazy. So I just felt like, you know, whether I was going to a grocery store that was a high-end grocery store or a low-end grocery store, I still got looked at as a chola loca, you know?
Yeah.
God forbid I walked in there with a wife beater or a tank top or whatever, and I'm tattooed from head to toe. It's like,
it's a wrap.
Grab your purse, lock your doors, here she comes, you know?
So what is your part of this event that's coming on? Are you T-shirts, or what are you raising?
No, so I thought about the idea because we're grateful to have people donate food and donate clothing, but you know, to see people out there on the streets with nowhere to actually call some sort of shelter. I reached out to Claudia and I said, you know, what do you think about doing a tent event? And I said, just having people donate tents, or if they want to donate cash.
Shit.
I
need those tents.
I have my carnal, my brother, who I met kind of like I met Claudia. I didn't give him a seizure, though, the first time we met, though.
You gave him my heart on.
Don't say that. Hey,
don't say that.
Hey.
Just
David.
So I came up with the idea of the tent event, and then I said, let's make it fun, you know, homegirls versus homeboys. I'm all about unity, and, you know, I always talk about collaborating. You know, competition is fucking gone, you know. It's all about collaborating.
Exactly.
You know how that is.
Oh, yeah.
And in the industry, no matter what industry you're in, you know, there's no point on competing. I mean, competition may be fun, but there's enough money for all of us out there, so I'm all about collaborating.
Not chasing the same cheese.
Right.
It's enough cheese for everybody.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I just have to say, sorry to interrupt
No.
you, that my friend Dana, who is the vice president, her parents own the company Metco Manufacturing. They're letting us host this event in their parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You
shout
know,
out
it's
to
kind
her,
of hard to get
definitely.
a spot, and, you know, especially the population that's coming, the Cholo Locos.
Yeah. So let's...
You know, it's, you know, I just have to give her that because she's, you know, she's a white girl, you know.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. So let's take a break because we got a few more minutes. I want to bring up your other teammate up
all
here.
right, let's do it.
So this is a
Spiders in the house.
Spider. So we're gonna take a quick break. This is Trench Talk with Farron, Dozier, aka WDC. Shout us out. What's the count? We'll be right back. How would you like to share your military experience with me, Farron Dozier, retired Sergeant First Class, on Trench Talk? That's right. I'm looking for veterans, active members, family members, children of parents who serve, or if you have a resource that helps support veterans, contact me here, 323-215-5384, or visit www.trenchtalk.us and send me a message. And don't forget to go to facebook.com/trenchtalkus and like the page and listen to previous. All right, again, welcome back. This is a special episode of Trench Talk brought to you by Cloud9. Again, I want to thank you so far for listening in. Again, you know, this Trench Talk is one of my conversations. We talk about military, we talk about community outreach, and I know for a fact that she does work with veterans because there are homeless veterans on the streets, families, and so, I mean, it's only right to have all these conversations come together because it's people. At the end of the day, I tell people that word veteran has even been desensitized because it's a label. It's like you say veteran and they're like, oh, yeah, whatever. It's just another person. But what they don't understand is that veteran is connected to people. Like there are family members and spouses and aunts and uncles and moms and dads connected to that veteran. So I think people have just been desensitized, even by the word homelessness, that label. But there are people connected to. I know when I was out with vet hunters, we found guys, like he knew where his children was. He just did not want to bother them, didn't want to ask them for anything. Just like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I know their phone number. I'm not calling them.
The veterans
like,
are the hard ones. I'm going to be honest with you, because you feel for them. You want to help them. And you're like, damn, let me connect you to a resource. And some of them are like, no, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. I'm okay out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So introduce your other teammate here.
Okay. This is Spider. It's my homie Spider. I met him, again, through social media. We collaborated on an event before with another friend, and he came through. And is one of those friends that when you meet, that's it. You know, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And
all right, Spider, give us some
cool,
background, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I tell everybody she's my sister. She's my big sis, and that's my little sis. You know what I mean? Just that's the way I am. You know what I mean? But you know, today's my birthday, by the way. You know what I'm
happy
saying?
birthday to you.
But January 24th, a couple of days ago, was my my nephew Andrew James Chavez's birthday. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't celebrate really in life because he was murdered, gunned down last year. You know, and I'm gonna get to what I'm gonna get to. You know, because he plays a big deal in what I'm doing. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Now, him and his girlfriend, they got gunned down. They got murdered on a drive-by. They did a drive-by, and just because he saw somebody that was gonna get shot, a female was gonna get shot, he pushed her away and he took that bullet.
Oh wow!
Then his girlfriend saw what was happening, and the other shooter shot her, as she was trying to go help him. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because he just turned 18. You know? Yeah. You know, it's just sad. It's sad, and you know, I mean, as it was, I was still coming out of my situation. You know what I'm saying? This happened last year. You know, believe it or not, it hasn't been that long that I've been trying to better myself. You know what I'm saying? I came from a bad background. You know, in the 70s, I was born in 75. You know, in the 80s, you know, I just, you know, from poverty, you know what I mean? And I just growing up and everything. And then, so anyways, I hit rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? In 09, you know what I'm saying? It was looking.
What do you describe? What was rock bottom for you?
Okay, let's keep it real. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Hitting rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, she keeps some really hardcore personal stuff out. You know, I think that I should also respect that. You know what I'm saying? And so I fell, you know, big time into drugs. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was in sales, so I mean, I was making good money. You know what I'm saying? Back then, before the economy hit. You know. Yeah. So I came into, you know, I did some real estate actions, stuff. You know, I did all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, I from nothing, you know what I mean, to something. You know what I mean? Real quick. You know, when I got out, I've been off parole since in 2000. I got out, and I got into the car business because of a homie, a good friend of mine. You know, he's all tatted down and everything. You know what I'm saying? I asked him, hey, what do you do? He said, oh, I sell cars. Yeah. I said, damn. I said, hey, well, what's up? How can I get a job there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you good in sales? I was like, well, is it like slanging dope? He's like, yup, you're okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how I got into that field of sales. I've been doing that sales for about, now it's 18 years, man.
No kidding.
18 years, man. But when I hit rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? I had 3 houses. I had an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz. I had the Lexus. I had everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Guess what? Economy hit. Game changer. I was done. Like, I fucking didn't know what to do. My payments were like $30,000 a month. Yeah. I started seeing myself and my family becoming homeless. No. I did not know. I was not expecting that to happen. I had to do a short sale. I mean, I was just losing it, dude. Oh, man. Like, I was just seeing myself every day. I was going to be homeless. We were going to be homeless. What do I do? And I was just like... You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was coming off of the drugs, you know?
Mentally,
I was coming off of the drugs. I was on drugs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just couldn't cope with it, you know what I'm saying? And then Danny Trejo and my friend Max, they came over to my pad and they started helping me, man, you know what I'm saying? They started talking to me, and little by little, you know what I'm saying? I started coming, just like focusing, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what do I do? So, boom, you know what I mean? The attorneys came to me and told me that, they're going to let me stay here for a little bit, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? I didn't know what it was called. I became a squatter. What the fuck? I didn't know what the hell
it was. Your own property.
My own property. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It wasn't as hard as her, but I mean, I was slowly like, you know,
you saw seeing myself. Saw it happening.
I was going to have to sleep in a car at some point or something, right? But no, you know what? Good people got at me and everything, and I fucking just snapped out of it. Boom, whatever little money that I had, I said, okay, boom, you know what I mean? And, you know, so we got a apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, oh man. Then I started focusing back, you know what I mean? I started snapping out of it.
Yeah.
You gotta snap out of it, dude. When something bad happens, you gotta snap out of it, dude. You gotta take control, you know what I'm saying? Of your situation.
And you gotta you gotta be open enough to surround yourself with people that can help you. Because you can be, ego and pride can get in the way, and then now you got no support, and you don't think nobody's gonna help you.
And I've seen it. I've seen it. The homies, they fucking, this happens to them. Whatever, you know, and then
I'm fine.
They start smoking dope and everything, and they just forget about it because that's true. You know, a lot of people they lose into the drugs. You know what I'm saying? They want to get out of that
the worry,
that situation, that whatever they're going on right now. They want to just escape from that, so they'll turn to drugs. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. You know, but
so how,
me and her.
Well, drugs are good. They feel bomb. I know, that's why I was a drug addict. I did them all the time. I don't recommend it to anybody, but that's why I use drugs, because I like how they made me feel. Yeah. You know, but where it takes you is where it's fucked up.
The end of the result.
The end of the results of it.
So how did you participate? How you participating in this event coming up?
Well, you know, little by little, you know, I was doing my own thing, but when that happened, when I snapped out of it, you know, that was in like 2009, you know what I'm saying? 2010, I told myself, you know what? Fuck, I want to do something better now. I want to do something good. And, you know, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was back on track and everything. Yeah. And that whole time my head is spinning like, dude, I want to do something too now. You know, like the man upstairs, he helped me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He helped me. And
he landed on cloud 9.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? For many years, I was thinking like, there's a purpose. I need to find out what that purpose. I'm the type of dude that I can't sleep until I find that purpose.
Yeah.
But I knew it had to do with something with helping people out or something, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I created my own thing, you know what I'm saying? I got back into acting. Well, you know what I'm saying? I got back into acting. A lot of things have happened, you know what I mean? After that. So I got back into acting and everything, you know. I did some big gigs and everything. I got my IMDb up now. Just a meeting, you know, and then, but then I met, I don't know how it was that.
We did an event together.
We did an event, but how did, the homie, Carlos, he got me, he said, hey, let's help her out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like that, you know what I mean? And then, you know, it took, when I went and helped her, bro, man, dude, can you believe it? Look, we did this one when it was the kids, remember the kids? That's really what helped me, like, put me in. Teens. That was like the second one event that I did with her. But that's when it really changed me. Like I said, you know, I mean, you're out at MacArthur Park, and it was like Thanksgiving, or what was it? No, Halloween.
It was just a regular thing. It was Halloween event.
When we served the kids and stuff and the people. So, you know.
He went to the MacArthur Park event, and he saw that we have different sections. Obviously, we have the kids section, the pet booth, and he saw all the kids there and stuff, and the feeding.
So that touched you? You saw that?
Dude, when I'm feeding these people that are coming, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I was reminding myself, like, damn, dude, that could have been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but then when I seen the little kids, bro,
that was it, huh?
Man, I mean, like, you know, I gave them food and everything, bro, and I was just
little tiny little boys, like,
little kids
coming over,
putting their plates up. They want to get
skinny little things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Come here, man. Let me give me some. You need to eat some more, man. You need to eat some more. Come on, man. We need to put some meat on those bones. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you know. And that really got me right there. So ever since then, man, like.
You've been in?
I help her, man. I gotta help her, you know what I mean?
So now they're in a competition. Just to I know you're running out of time.
Yeah, so
let's talk about the competition right here.
Homeboys versus homegirls. Tell them.
Homeboys versus homegirls. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, let's change it up.
Here it comes.
She got a lot of backup too. Them homegirls, homie, they know how to. Hey, bro, they know how to stick together. Yeah. Homegirls, I gotta tell you, man. But the homeboys, bro, fuck, dude. Oh man. No, but you know what? But you know what it is? It's because homeboys are more like, you know what I'm saying, more macho, whatever. I know you guys. You guys are.
They're gonna roll up with 10.
They're gonna roll up, homie. I know it.
At the last minute.
At the last minute, they're gonna all roll up. They're going to come see me, say, hey, Spider, here you go. Homie, I thought, bro, homies are going to take over today. You know what I'm saying? Bring in your camping tents. Bring in those camping tents. Let's help the homeless. We got veterans that are out there, you know, military veterans. Children, families of war. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many people out there that are homeless.
I just want to put it out there real quick. Sorry to interrupt you with the kids, guys. I don't just walk away from that. Yeah. When I see a baby in the tent or a little kid in the tent, I do my best and I push it and I take them to the shelter. I can't go home thinking about, fuck, I should have done something, you know? So I even though if they leave the shelter later, whatever the reason is, but I call Andy Bell's a Union Rescue Mission, and he's like never tells me no. Yeah. So that's where the kids go. I just want to make that clear because I don't want people like, dang, you let the kids be in the tents. No, I do my part and I take them to the shelter.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, it's just so incredible.
So you got to get the
tents, man.
The tents.
Your crews.
Homies, I know you're on there, okay? Homeboys, I'm reaching out to the homeboys because the homegirls, they're okay. They're gonna be okay. They all call each other and they chat and they Snapchapter and Snap Filter, the Snapchat and all that stuff. They pull out all the resources. You know what I'm saying? Homeboys, where you at? Come on, homie, por favor.
It's homegirls versus homeboys.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So just let it be known, homegirls are whooping that ass.
So far,
you see that? I need you guys. Where you guys at? I mean,
so
I wish they had an iPhone where they could just donate like through the boom. Here you go, homie. Here you go. Throw some tents out there.
So what's the social media? How can they reach you?
Spiders Hood Social Club or Spiders Hood. You know the homie. Come on.
Chola Loca Clothing. So my IG is cholaloca.chololoco because I've recently have trademarked Cholo Loco as well.
Ooh.
So I got Chola Loca and Cholo Loco, and we got Spiderhood Social Club. We have Claudia or LA on Cloud 9. Reach out to any of us. We're saying about $30 will get us a tent for each one, so you're welcome to donate $30. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is it's February 10th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll have 2 tables set up, actually 3. It'll be 1 table for the homeboys, 1 table for the homegirls. We'll have the referee, Claudia.
Why 1 table? Why can't I get 2?
You can get 2 tables.
You're not going to need 2 tables.
What do you mean? I got a lot of homies, eh?
Let them be. Let them feel like you're going to need...
You better show up to the tent, and you better be on my side, homeboy.
Okay, I'm down.
God damn it.
We do have, on the down low, a couple of celebrities that have actually reached out to us and we're signing autographs.
That's right.
Stay tuned. We have vendors. We have food vendors.
Bomb-ass tacos.
Bomb-ass
they actually call
tacos.
bomb-ass
tacos locos.
Bomb-ass
tacos.
Oh, they're
That's
called
really
bomb-ass.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
they're called
Bomb-ass
bomb-ass.
tacos.
We'll
They're on
have,
social media as bomb-ass tacos.
we also had Fiesta. What is
Piñata?
it called?
Piñata Fiesta.
Fiesta
Donating
Piñata.
a jumper for the kids.
Okay.
Donated a jumper for the kids. We're also going to be...
What are you missing? Are you missing anything still? Or?
The homeboys are missing tents.
Homie, hey, you know what? Honestly, if you can reach out to the homeboys, you know what I'm saying? To the brothers, anybody, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Tell them, hey, homie, hey, let's help out this dude because it's fucking looking bad for the homies.
Look, he needs
It's looking
so
bad for the
badly
homies. You know
that
what I'm
I
saying?
personally donated a
The
tent
first
to
one?
him.
Oh, no.
Dude, it's so bad.
No.
Hey, it's so bad at the event I hosted the other day at the To Live and Die in LA. A lady, a homegirl from San Diego drove all the way down to see me and she brought me a fucking tent. She's like, here, dude.
Oh, dude. To the homeboys right now.
Oh, see? They're sending one to the homeboys right now.
There you go.
Homie.
That's one of my followers.
That's right.
What are her
One
followers?
of my followers.
Yeah, but you're a homeboy. It's just, so you better get your ass over there. You know what I mean?
So I just thought that it would be fun to do a friendly competition. This is us being ourselves.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something. You know what? People just get, this is a bigger picture, okay? It's not just a tent drive for the homeless or whatever. No, homie, check this out, bro. It's a community event where we coming together. You know what I'm saying? The Cholo and Chola and gang community, homeboys, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I've been called worse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ex-cons or whatever you want to say. But we're all coming together in one spot, and I can guarantee you the law enforcement is going to be tripping out like, God damn, are you sure you ain't going to need SWAT team over there, Claudia? You got a lot of Mexicans
You need
over
SWAT
there.
team on Cloud 9?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what? And you know what? We're going to be like, no, homeboy, we got this, homie. Everything's under control. Because you know what, homie? Because we all about unity, respect, carnalismo, all the above. You know what I'm saying? That's right. And that's what we're doing. We're creating that.
Security.
We're creating that. You know what I'm saying? We're creating that.
We are the security.
You know how hard it is to get a bunch of people, especially a bunch of Mexicans, to one little event, homie, without nobody. With nobody killing, nobody dying. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you know what I mean? Like,
for us, it's like a basketball game.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like Mexicans playing basketball with tents this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a soccer game.
Playing Mexican football. You know
At the end of the day, it's all for our people who are experiencing homelessness.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we gotta make it fun so we can all unite and do something positive.
So I saw you had the tents. and you had a cover. Are you looking for the like a tarp too, or
Yeah.
Bags, tarps.
Yeah,
everything,
take
right?
All that.
At this
We'll
point,
take- yeah.
you guys
So-
can donate.
so the-
At this point, anybody can donate to Homeboys. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
He over here
Go ahead.
working it. So the event is a tent event. So yes, we want tents,
Yeah.
but yes, we've had plenty of people reach out to myself, Spider, Claudia, others that say, "What about blankets? What about
exactly.
socks, shoes, whatever?" Yes, feel free
Everything.
to bring that day. We do ask that if they bring stuff, that it's stuff that they would wear themselves.
Exactly.
And the reason we say that, people are like, "Oh, well, they're homeless. Take what they can." No,
want no
come on
dirty
now. Let's keep
chonies.
it real.
Right,
We
right,
don't want
right.
dirty chonas for
Right.
our homies.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
number one. Number two, we do have our youth that sit there with their hands and sort through all this stuff.
Right, exactly.
So make sure that, you know, that
Clean.
you bring stuff
Right.
that
Something that you
would wear, you know?
Okay.
Go ahead. What you got? We got about 4 minutes.
Okay, it's just gonna take a couple more minutes. Okay, also too. Okay, so I took it upon myself, right, to help the youth program we got, right.
Okay.
So because these kids go all year long helping us with the homeless, feeding the homeless, whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
They're my
Actively.
little street soldiers.
So now it's time. I said, you know what? Well, we got to give back to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's give them something. So let's take them to Magic Mountain. You know what I'm saying? Let's take them to Magic Mountain. So now we're holding a fundraiser for that. You know what I mean? And we got to set up a GoFund for that. Really, you know, we're gonna set up a GoFund. Can you do that? Yeah. So that we can raise up money. We need about $3,000, right?
To take all of them, but a lot of my teens are joining. Man, they're in the Marines and
I saw.
they're in the Army now.
Yeah.
So
that's the type of push we're
Marine.
doing.
Yeah, we need to give them some. We need to give them something. You know what I'm saying? Like they do a lot. They do so much. They do so much.
So if anybody out there has free tickets to Magic Mountain,
Give them your social media so they can So
LA on Cloud 9. Donate to LA on Cloud 9. Let's help the youngsters.
LAOnCloud9.org.
He's a rep. Yeah.
Our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook is LA on Cloud 9. And if you want to go through the website, LAOnCloud9.org.
We will have a booth set up for our youth group at the February 10th event.
Okay.
17540 South Denver Avenue, Gardena, California 90248. It's in Gardena. If you want to Google Metco Manufacturing, that's where the event's going to be.
Plus, check any of our websites. It'll be posted on there. But Chola Loca and Cholo Loco will be sponsoring a booth for the youth program, and they'll be selling, I think, nachos and chips and stuff like that.
Okay,
and
cool.
all the proceeds will go
to support
that
them
fund.
to
so they can go out and
Magic
have some fun,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Not necessarily Magic Mountain, but just to take them
They
out.
want Magic
No,
Mountain.
they want
They
Magic
want it.
Oh, that's what they want.
But they're working
right.
for
Yeah,
it. They
bro.
totally
They
deserve it.
They deserve it, man. How many years have they gone without having a vacation like that? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know, but yeah, listen, guys. Once again, February 10th, just make it out, and please, this is a fundraiser, so please be very generous. You know what I'm saying? Come and say Cubo, say hi. You know what I mean? If you want to talk, if you have ideas for other fundraisers for our youth group or our movement or whatever it is, then let us know. Pull us to the side. Let us know what's up. We're always willing to listen to everybody.
Yeah, take us out.
Just
buddy.
before any business owners out there, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so all your donations are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
Cool.
So we are registered, so we're legit.
I want to thank all three of you, four of you, for coming out here. And
No,
doing
gracias
this.
a ti.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
for having us here.
Appreciate that. Again, and for sharing who you are and what you're battling, what you're managing, all that. People, you got to understand that she's still doing it while she's managing her health. And that's where you find your freedom, your peace of mind, and you can manage your mental health. Again, I understand that, more so relate to it because of how I got to even sit here from being depressed and now finding radio and now being a broadcaster. Like that's my personal therapy. I didn't find a program in the VA. None of them. I was a square. They had circle programs. I didn't fit. So
Well, I
had to
reached
find my
out for
own.
mental health. Now that you bring that up, may I just
Yeah.
speak on it? I reached out for mental health, and I do have a 5150 on my back. I don't like to talk about that too much because
Yeah.
it was just something that I went through. But it was a reality check for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to go through that. I think I got out more fucked up than how I went in there.
Yeah.
So I had to put myself in a situation where I gotta just focus on giving back, doing good things for the community, and that's gonna be my mental health.
And this is it.
Thank you.
All right, so thanks again for tuning and listening, and this is Trench Talk Special Edition brought to you by LA on Cloud 9.
Oh,
Shout
you
us
can
out,
do
what's
the-
the count?
Peace.
Twitter, Instagram is at
Yeah.
Trench Talk
Can do it
US.
Yeah.
You can't do the.
What's that?
She wanted to do a cake real quick.
We got time for a cake?
What kind of cake?
Just he says,
Oh, real quick, can you?
and it's your
2 seconds.
daughter's birthday
Yeah,
too.
my daughter. So you guys.
Let's see.
like-
What if she
You want
says?
a lighter?
I got. Matter of fact, I got to call
Let's
her.
say happy birthday to her too.
So let me see.
Call her. You know what I mean? Say, hey, you know what? I didn't. Just so that you know, I didn't. I didn't. Just so you know that I didn't miss your birthday. I had them bring a cake for you.
She's
You
not
gotta
gonna
clean
fall.
it up. You gotta
Yeah.
clean it up, homie.
You have a lighter? Who smokes?
We don't need to put no candles on it, really, right?
No, I don't
We
put the
already-
candles. No, I don't put no candles on it.
Candles on
No, we're not gonna put no candles on it.
No?
So just show it. We'll just show it. And-
Okay.
Hey, so they're gonna say happy birthday to you. We're, another gentleman here, Spider's birthday today. So
How you doing, Deja?
Deja, yeah.
Deja.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna sing you happy birthday. We're on the show right now, okay? And Deja, I'm Spider, okay? I'm Daddy Longlegs, okay? So, Deja, guess what? We both share a birthday. Today is my birthday too, January 28th. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deja. So we want to sing happy birthday to you also, okay?
All right, so let's go. We got to get out of here. So let's get
All
it.
right.
All right, the
Ready?
H.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday, dear Deja Spider.
Happy birthday to you. We out of here. Thank you. Thank you. Shout us out. What's the count?
Okay, here we go.
Nothing got dirty. Nothing got dirty.
I don't want that.
How would you like to share your military experience with me, Farron Dozier, retired Sergeant First Class, on Trench Talk? That's right, I'm looking for veterans, active members, family members, children of parents who serve, or if you have a resource that helps support veterans, contact me here, 323-215-5384, or visit www.trenchtalk.us and send me a message. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/Trench Talk US and like the page and listen to previous